following is an example of how you can use, or how you're going to use Qlik, which is the industry-leading BI tool to look at oil and gas information to help you assess, companies that are in your market, facilities that might be in your market, and which ones that you're doing business with, and which ones you would like to do business with. The way the application works is when you get access to it, you're going to see down here under streams, it'll say Agostino's name. And when you click on Agostino's name, it will then bring up what they call apps. So in the BI world, what we're looking at are 3 different apps that we built for you. And they contain 3 different sets of data. This is drilling license information for Western Canada. There's a database out there that Environment Canada manages that has a list of facilities that have a carbon footprint. And typically when they have a carbon footprint, they've got some rotating equipment that will need your products and services. And then facility license information, again, is regulatory data, and usually is referencing either a new facility being built or an existing facility that is having equipment added to it. The first one I'm going to look at, the first app I'm going to look at is Environment Canada Facility. When I click on the app, it then opened up a new tab for me. So at any given time, I can go back to the original tab and see the apps that I have open. And the 2 dashboards, so within the app, we built dashboards for you. We've got one called Territory Account and Size, and the other one Facility Detail and Location. What I want to do is I want to click on the actual dashboard, and these are intelligent dashboards. They're dynamic, and that's why this is a business intelligence tool. So when I select different features, things are going to change for me. The other thing that we're going to have to remember or use quite a bit up here, you can say this is the name of the dashboard that I'm in. I don't have to leave this to go to the other dashboard associated with the data in the app that I'm in. I can just click on this and it takes me to the second dashboard. So the first thing, if I'm a territory manager and I happen to be looking after, say, the Northwest Territory, I can come in and I can select Northwest Territory and I can do a check mark, and it will now segment the information in the database directly related to they fall into your Northwest Territory. Here's a list of accounts, and what I'm able to do is sort list ascending, descending. So I can come in here, and if I click on count, it shows me in this area which account has the most facilities that are in the database managed by Environment Canada. So this is a quick check. This is kind of the who's who in that area that are operating facilities. Over here, this is essentially the size of the facility and how we've segmented it. Anything less than 100 tons of carbon a day, it would go into small. 100 to 1,000 would go into medium, and large is anything greater than 1,000. So if I selected large, I could then see here are the accounts that are operating large facilities, and it makes sense. We've got Spectra and Semcam, some of the midstream companies. So I might want to look at Shell Canada specifically. So what we've done is we've pinned our choices to the top here. So here you can see the information that we look at. So large facility, Shell Canada. Now I want to look at my second dashboard, and there are a list of the facilities and the output that they have, and then broken down in Alberta, BC, and then kind of the economic region, and I have the lat and long. This particular database does not use LSDs. Eventually we're going to supplement it with LSD information, but I can ask myself, hey, I could put this into any one of the mapping apps that I want and then see exactly where this location is. So what I've done, I've identified Northwest Territory. I wanted to look at large, and I specifically wanted to look at Shell Canada. Anytime I want to change this view, I could then take Shell Canada off, and then here's a list of all the large facilities in that area, and then I can go and there's the total output from a carbon perspective. So I sorted it ascending and descending, and I could say, well, Pine River Gas Plant. If I select Pine River Gas Plant, I then toggle back to the first dashboard, and I see that's a Spectra Energy / Enbridge site. And then I can look at my database and say, am I going in and talking to these individuals? So what we've looked at here is we've looked at our Environment Canada database. So these are existing facilities, and we've segmented them by your territory. So you could come in here and you can say, hey, I'm interested in the Northwest Territory. Whoops, you get it right the third time. Then I could say I want to look at the medium-size facilities there. I could segment it by kind of top to bottom who has the most. Or I can come over here and I can look at the facilities themselves. Say 947, I could go down and I could say, well, I'm not really that familiar with this particular facility. If I select that, I then toggle back to my dashboard, and I can see again it's a Spectra site on that side of it. I can remove that and say, well, let's actually take a look at the facilities that Penn West is operating in that area. And then I can toggle back and forth, and then here are the different gas plants associated with Penn West. So this is an example of how we can leverage the Environment Canada database to look at existing facilities that have a carbon output which could directly be related to having rotating equipment at those sites.